Hello, you're watching VNA News and now headlines. President Chiang Kai-shek pays working visit to Bắc Ninh province. Ceremony marks 30 years of Kovalevskaya Prize in Vietnam. Bonsai growing helps locals in Thái Bình province prosper. President Chiang Kai-shek paid a working visit to the northern province of Bắc Ninh on March 6. More in the following report. The provincial authorities reported the president on its socio-economic performance last year, saying that Bắc Ning's gross regional domestic product rose 8.7% to 121 trillion Vietnam dong in 2015, ranking 6th among localities in the country. Bắc Ninh has so far attracted nearly 820 foreign invested projects, capitalized at $11.7 billion. Its informed industrial zone is the largest of its kind in the country in terms of investment attraction, production, and export value. While in Bắc Ninh, President Chiang Kai-shek offered incense in tribute to ancestors and Nguyễn Văn Cừ, General Secretary of the Indo-Chinese Communist Party, one of the precursors of the present Communist Party of Vietnam. President Sang also paid visits to Tobacco Group, a producer of breeding animals at animal feed, and Crucial Tech VNA, a business invested by the Republic of Korea, which specializes in mobile input solutions. A ceremony was organized in Hanoi on March 6 to celebrate 30 years of the Kovalevskaya Prize in Vietnam, which honors outstanding Vietnamese women in the field of sciences. The prize is named after the great Russian female mathematician Sofia Kovalevskaya. The fund is operating in 8 countries in Latin America, Africa, and Asia. The Vietnamese Kovalevskaya Awards Committee was established in 1985. Since then, the title has been presented to 17 collectives and 44 individuals. On this occasion, the 2015 Kovalevskaya Awards were presented to Dang Thị Cẩm Hà, former chief of the Environmental Biotechnology Department under the Institute of Biotechnology. Ha was honored for her research works on environmental protection, especially biotechnologies to clean up contaminating oil in different eco-environments and treat soil contaminated by dioxin-content herbicides. On the occasion, former Vice President Nguyễn Thị Bình transferred the chair of the Vietnamese Kovalevskaya Awards Committee to Vice President Nguyễn Thị Doan. The Electricity of Vietnam Group has drawn up a plan to ensure that power supply will meet the anticipated surge in demand during the dry season this year. The group, known as EVN, plans to complete 351 electricity works of 110 kV to 500 kV, with a total power line length of 4,800 kilometers across the nation. The dry season, which starts from April to June, is usually a peak time for power consumption. Total capacity of the country's power generating resources this year is expected to reach 38,800 MW. Of this figure, total capacity of power generating resources that will be put into operation is 3,500 MW. EVN said Vietnam is facing challenges in power generation this dry season, as El Niño has led to reservoirs running out of water in the south and central regions. Reported water levels had dropped at hydropower plants across the central and central highlands regions to levels that are 6.49 billion cubic meters lower than normal, forecasting a shortfall of 3.22 billion kilowatt-hour in electricity. A recent report by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development said drought conditions could continue to affect the central and central highlands regions this year due to the El Niño weather phenomenon. Given the effect of the El Niño this year, the flow of water to lakes and reservoirs in the central and central highlands region will decline sharply. EVN said it will spend more than $26.6 billion on new power generation and transmission line projects over the next 5 years. Amid the information technology boom, social networks have been attracting a large amount of not only adults but child users as well. Given the uptrend of cybercrime, how do we equip children with the awareness needed to use social networks safely?
I spend about 2 hours a day on Facebook.
It takes me about 3 hours a day on Facebook. I often spend 8 to 10 hours on Facebook.
Juveniles spending most of their time for Facebook may imply risk of addiction to the social network or being hacked due to regular access to strange links. Under a Facebook regulation, those over 13 can sign up for their own accounts, but this rule can be easily violated. Most urban children now have at least one account.
I signed up on Facebook for several months. I use it to chat with my friends or join in conferences to discuss assignments.
My child has his own Facebook account. However, this makes me worry a lot because there are many websites with bad content available that may affect his mind.
Experts recommend that parents educate their children about social networks instead of preventing them from using them.
Juveniles who are not mature can find a wide selection of information on the internet, which might result in off-track thoughts and wrongdoing.
According to IT experts, debauched images and spam can be a huge source of poison codes that may harm users' accounts. In the blooming digital era, use of social networks is inevitable. With young, moldable minds, youth need respect from and to be accompanied by their moms and dads in the safe use of social networks.
Pepper shipments from Vietnam, the globe's largest producer, will likely rise 13% this year, putting downward pressure on export prices. The Vietnam Pepper Association forecast that exports could climb to 150,000 metric tons from the roughly 133,000 metric tons that were sent overseas last year, while production will rise an estimated 13% to approximately 150,000 metric tons. Output from competitors India, Indonesia, and Malaysia could most likely decline in the aftermath of El Niño, limiting the overall effect on global supply. The average export price of Vietnamese pepper would be in the mid-range of prices over the last 2 years, lower than last year's selling price, yet still higher than the selling price in 2014. Official government statistics show the average selling rate was about $9,500 a metric ton in 2015, up from $7,750 the year before. Experts forecast that the area of pepper plantings could rise to an estimated 101,741 hectares this year, up 85,000 hectares last year. The new vines could take 3 years to mature and come into full production, eventually creating a drag on sale prices. HSBC attributed the resilience of Vietnam's manufacturing sector to the country's rising attractiveness as a manufacturing hub, which had reeled in record FDI in 2015 and should boost exports in 2016.
According to a recently released report, the bank said in February the Nikkei Vietnam's Purchasing Managers Index fell to 50.3 from 51.5 in January, but new export orders picked up and employment remained firm. In 2015, the manufacturing industry expanded 10.6% and contributed 1.6 percentage points to the 6.7% rise in gross domestic production. The bank expected production output will remain steady in 2016 and forecasts a 10.7% pickup. Encouragingly, after surging to a record high in 2015, foreign direct investment continued to flow into the country in the first 2 months of 2016, with registered FDI reach $2.8 billion as of February, representing a 135% year-on-year increase. Meanwhile, domestic demand will likely remain firm thanks to private spending, which has been supported by still low rates. The bank expected GDP to rise 6.7% in 2016, unchanged from last year. However, the bank also forecasted inflation will climb to 5.2% by year-end. The bank added the state bank will likely use administrative tightening measures to cool lending, especially in the real estate sector.
Growing bonsai is a common pleasure for many people. However, bonsai farming also turns big profits for growers in Vũ Thư district of northern Taiping province. Returning home in 1993, after years of working in coal mine, Hoàng Văn Thieu in Bách Thuận Khao Minh, Vũ Thư district, made a brave decision to change his family's 7,000 square meter area of mulberry plantation to bonsai production. The decision paid off for him, and thanks to it, his family now earn hundreds of millions of dollars a year from growing bonsai trees. With more than 20 years of working in this field, the recently recognized artisan shared his secret of being successful.
Despite possible ups and downs, we create these products with our souls and enthusiasm. For us, they are invaluable assets.
Bonsai farming can turn high profits without much investment. They are suitable to be grown in rural areas with rich soil conditions.
Thanks to growing bonsai, my family's living conditions are now better. Besides meeting daily expenditures, I can make savings on it.
In addition to bonsai, flower farming has been developing in the district. Neil's orchid garden covers an area of 6,000 square meters with various types. Orchid growing requires meticulousness throughout every single step, but they are very sought after and generate high prices, especially during the Lunar New Year festival.
I can earn tens of millions of Vietnam đồng from orchard growing a month, and even more than 100 million Vietnam đồng during Lunar New Year festivals.
Bonsai and flower farming have since an uptrend in the locality. In Tân Lập commune, 2/3 of local households have shifted to these crops, with 70% of local agricultural income now coming from them. As a result, some 60 households have become millionaires.
After years of growing bonsai, the commune's rate of poor households has reduced from over 11% to 2.88%. The locality achieved all 19 criteria for a new style rural area in 2014, 1 year ahead of schedule. The district is planning to open training classes to equip local growers with technical skills and help them map out development orientations to meet public demand.
Bonsai and flower farming in Vũ Thư district has hugely benefited the local people and is contributing to the overall goal of sustainable poverty reduction. And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us and goodbye for now.